As we come to the end of the 22-23 Rotary year, it's hardly believable to our team that it is now nearly 18 months since we got together in Atlanta to work on a new membership plan aimed at giving clubs the tools they need to become attractive, successful, yes, and even irresistible. And those on the team will well remember our leader, Director Jeremy, telling us that this was a plane we will have to build while we are flying it. Prophetic words indeed, as we have continued to add to and enhance the product over the last year and a half. And recently, we added another resource particularly designed for clubs as we launched the MAP Ambassadors program. So what is a MAP Ambassador? Well, they're a group of Rotarians who are motivated by membership and who have offered their expertise and time to assist clubs to get involved and secure the benefits of participation in the MAP program. Whether it's just answering concerns or questions, or visiting to give a presentation to club boards or full club meetings, or even groups of clubs and district events, these membership savvy ambassadors are effectively the sales force for the MAP program. Inevitably, due to the distances and the fact that these dedicated individuals are self-funded, Zoom visiting will be much in evidence, but where possible, in person will be offered. In Zone 34, this new resource was announced to club president-elects and current DMCs last week by way of a newsletter, which not only described the program, but also explained the rewards program and identified our ambassadors. If anyone on this call would like a copy of this newsletter, please simply put newsletter 2 and give the email address in the chat box, and I will forward a copy to you. Zone 33 is also building their ambassador team, currently under the leadership of Terry Weaver. Look out for more news on that soon. And finally on this subject, if anyone on this call wants to be a membership champion and would like to join the ambassador program, please send me an email at grb6890@gmail.com. We'll put that in the chat box for anyone who needs it, and I promise to respond to you very soon. And so to today's webinar. Over the span of the last year, our MAP webinar series has brought you news of a new website and a great array of interactive features. We have covered best practices, highlighted plans and procedures that have worked in clubs, and while encouraging the use of these new tools, we also have given a forum to you for your ideas and thoughts. We very much appreciate your attendance at our webinars, but recognize that on some occasions, it's like drinking from the proverbial fire hose. And for that reason, we have put together for tonight's session a selection of our greatest hits and takeaways as a reminder and reinforcement of some of the important elements of our membership action plan. There will be an opportunity when it concludes to ask any questions or seek any reinforcement of the points covered. So please sit back, enjoy and absorb the MAP Greatest Hits video. Roll video, please, Andy. Thank you.
Every club wants to have a bigger impact in their community. They want an organization that people are eager to be a part of, one where every member enjoys their Rotary experience and improves their community.
Many don't realize that most clubs will lose 15% of their current members each and every Rotary year. 15% of a 40-member club is 6 members gone.
Club experience is a primary reason members stay, but it's also the primary reason they leave. Life changes beyond our control are another common reason members move on.
If we aren't working on creating an engaging experience for current members and attracting new members to replace the ones we're losing, how can we truly make the impact our communities need when our clubs are shrinking at this rate?
As a volunteer organization, most of us don't have the time to search for information or ideas about growing members in our clubs. The Membership Action Plan makes it easy. On our interactive website, you'll find a toolbox full of easy-to-implement strategies, along with real-time data about your club's membership.
The only formula for consistent membership growth is intentional work on both attraction and engagement. By following the Membership Action Plan, you'll gain insight on accelerating membership growth, confidence on engaging current members, and clarity in making your club irresistible.
To kickstart your membership growth, 1. Set your goals in the Membership Action Plan website. 2. Attend the monthly Membership Action Plan webinars. 3. Implement the attraction and engagement strategies to become irresistible.
Hope is not a strategy for membership growth. If you added more members to your club, how could you make a greater impact in your community and in your club members' lives?
Make a bigger impact in your community and create an irresistible club for your members.
Set your goals in the Rotary Membership Action Plan website to take the first step.
Welcome to the Membership Action Plan June webinar, Top 10 Tips for Membership Growth. I'm Andy Van Hook, member of the Membership Action Plan team. The Membership Action Plan was developed to give clubs easy-to-use tools to help them grow their membership. Let's take a look back at the top 10 favorite tips from this past year. In the first one, Stephanie Urchick is going to share with us why members leave our clubs.
The number one reason for membership decline is club culture. For those of us who keep going back, it's because we find value.
Jason Brown compared membership to a relationship. Check it out in tip number 2.
We're going to be talking about membership care as if it were a relationship. That's right, as if it were a relationship. But we need to make sure that honeymoon phase is there, and often we tend to skip over that and hop into the business side. Honeymoon phase is necessary, or members might leave. Next, the conflict and resolution part of a relationship. That's the next phase. That's in the relationship side of things. That's when you start to realize, there might be a few things about this person that I don't like as much.
In tip number 3, MikeDarragh shares an easy activity to get your club members working together to grow membership.
At a club meeting, you pass out a 3x5 card to each person, and you ask people, who do you know that would add value to our club? Now, this is really important. You have your member write their name on the card, and then they list maybe 1, 2, or as many as 5 potential Rotarians.
The Rotary membership duo of Scott and Pepper come in with tip number 4.
Is your club must-see TV? What do you mean by must-see TV, Pepper? They want to get there early. They really do, because they don't want to miss anything. Everything your club does is not only an event, but they know it's happening and they just don't want to miss it.
In our 5th tip, Jeremy Hurst shares a few stats that we may not realize.
According to data from the Rotary Membership Center, only half of our clubs have stayed the same size or added 1 or more members this year. Many, on the other hand, are still losing members. About 1/3 of our clubs are on the slippery slope of complacency decline, where they lose a trickle of around 2 to 3 members each year and either don't notice or, even worse, don't care.
Terry Weaver shares the Membership Success Center to help you find out what's happening in your club's membership.
You have a graphical look at your club's recent membership history over the past 5 years. Now, over here on the left, we see a View Recommended Strategies button, and just above that, you see we've diagnosed the problems to solve for your particular club based on your own data. Here are some recommended strategies for your consideration, and you'll notice some links to other resources to help you in executing those strategies.
Sandy Olson's club tried all the old tricks and they weren't working. Hear how they've nearly doubled their membership in tip number 7.
My club wasn't having success that we wanted to have in attracting new members. We were doing the standard things. We were inviting prospective members to club meetings, socials, projects, but they left those events not knowing much more about Rotary than when they arrived. So it was time for us to try something new. We developed a presentation about Rotary that offers a much better understanding of who we are and what we do. We call it Discover Rotary, and it worked. Our club has grown from 33 to 50 members. The Columbia East Club has gone from 37 to 62 members, and others have had similar success. We focus on the prospective member to help them feel comfortable and to show that we care.
Thinking about starting a new membership type? In tip number 8, Hear what Rashika Bush's club has done.
We have active service as a membership type. Service is the name of the game for these folks. Here's an example. My club, the Rotary Club of Aiken Sunrise, recently adopted this membership type and developed guidelines around its use. These are service-minded individuals who either can't or do not want a legacy experience. They pay RI, district, and club dues, and meals as you come, so meals are left off of the bill. This is a chance to extend membership to those with a heart for service and who prefer to live out their Rotary experience in that manner.
At number 9, make mediocre inductions a thing of the past with Art McQueen's The Art of the Induction.
Before the new member induction meeting, make club members aware. Have a full house. Confirm attendance of the new member. The sponsor. Got to have the sponsor there. Need to recognize the sponsor. Family members. Get their coworkers there. Maybe one of them will want to join your club when they see what's going on and how this individual is being received into your club. The local chamber of commerce. Get the assistant governor if they're available. The district governor, the DGE, the DGM, the DGMD. Introduce the new member to your club. Let that new member share. Give the new member some time to share their thoughts. Ask them why they chose Rotary.
Companion clubs are a great way to grow membership. Gordon Owens and Brooke Foxman share how they did it in tip number 10.
So the Rotaract alumni were invited to come back and bring some friends. And we showed them a new way to do Rotary that didn't have nearly as much administrative work involved in having a club. It was more about the service and the fellowship. So that night, Roswell Rotary After Hours Club was born with 14 new members.
Most of our members are within the first 5 years of their career. Since our members are young professionals, we aim for our speakers to discuss topics that would benefit our members. So with that, a lot of our speakers are mostly big Rotary members because our lunch club members have been there and done that. They're more established in the community as well as in their life. And so their advice to us as young adults and professionals is something that we're super grateful for to have.
With so many great tips this past year, 10 just wasn't enough. We've got a bonus tip for you featuring our friend Pepper with a fundamental membership growth idea.
Pepper, what's the second area of focus to become an irresistible club? Well, Scott, it's about relationships. Relationships and relationships. You know, the reason why most people join Rotary is because of relationships. Build a relationship. That's the easiest way to engage somebody.
So there you have it. Those are our top 10 tips plus one bonus tip from the Membership Action Plan on how to grow membership in your Rotary Club. Want to learn more? Go to rizones33-34.org/membership-action-plan to watch the past webinars in full and get more easy to implement ideas.
Wow, good evening. I'm Billy Black, the current Rotary Public for Zone 34. Tonight, we'd like you to dot and Q. That is being a little challenging. So if you would, please indulge us by putting your questions, answers, names, the whole 9 yards into. I'll be moderating our panel this evening to answer any questions that you may have. Put them in the Q&A because that's all we try to get to them all. This evening's panel include Mike Darragh, who's a past district governor and a Rotary coordinator from 34, past district governor and past Zone 33 coordinator, Jones, and he is also my DAC-DB guru, and past district governor and current Zone 34 assistant Rotary coordinator, Mary Lakin. Thank you guys. We've got going on. Let's see, Mike, let's start you off with this one. Talk to us a little bit more about that 3x5 card. How would that actually work?
Okay, for the 3x5 card, first off, I want to mention to folks, if you want to find out more about any of these topics
On the video, you saw where the actual full-length video is. Each one of those has about 20 minutes of content, so definitely much more than the 30 seconds that you heard on this. But the one that is involving building a pipeline was the August webinar that we had back then. And it talked about the 3x5 card as one of the 3 different ways of building a pipeline. And that, as I said on this clip, was having folks write their own name and then writing the names of other people. One of the things I didn't say on here is that it's so important to gather these pieces of paper up and then follow up on them. If all they do is write it down, it's going to happen only about 10% of the time. When you pick it up from them, then you can follow up.
Great, thanks. That's a great tip. We kind of left that off. So it sounds like my audio is cutting in and out. I will do my best. I've turned off everything else, so please bear with us. So what about the survey, Mary? Tell us a little bit more. How could we have members complete the survey at a meeting?
Absolutely. In fact, I think now is a perfect time to be doing a survey of your club members to understand what they want, what they're happy with, and where you have opportunities to improve to become a more irresistible club. So yes, one of the ways we thought about being able to have surveys actually completed during a meeting is you can create a QR code. So if you use PowerPoint or projection at a meeting, you can put the QR code up on the screen. People can take a picture of it and immediately access the survey and do it right in the meeting. And that way it's done. You've captured a large number of people already to complete your survey.
That's a great idea, Mary. Thanks. Chris, could you tell us, can they do that on their phone?
That's a great question, Billy, and one that I have not encountered, but Mary is shaking her head yes. So I'm going to go with absolutely, you can do it on your phone.
Because not too many of my club members show up with their laptop ready to do a survey. So I was
tested it.
It
does work.
It does work. Yay. Well, one of the questions we have is, can I see the survey beforehand? And how many questions are on that survey? And is it the same survey I sends out?
It is not the same survey that RI has made available. This only has 9 questions on it. Some of those are fill in the blank. It's very quick to take. So I encourage everybody to do that. And there was the first part of that question, Billy, that I think I've skipped over.
Can they open it up and look at the questions before?
Yes. Thank you for the prompt. If you go to the Membership Success Center and click on surveys, right at the top is a button that will show you a link that you can download and see all the questions in advance. They are not customizable.
Oh, good. Okay, that's important to know. Chris, how about if you have a stab at this? If you would like to start an impact club, but you have long-term Rotarians who may resist this, how do you recommend that you win them over and get their support? Feel like you're forcing.
So Billy, I think you asked the question about how to best start an impact club, and if you have a club that has resistant members in it, what's the best way to deal with that? Yes, okay. So really one of the best ways to deal with that is to explain the benefit of what the impact clubs are and how it can help grow Rotary as an overall organization, and how it's going to help grow your individual club. And the benefits that it brings. Some of the biggest benefits that it brings is service hours go up in both the service club, the impact club, as well as the home club. And the other thing that you'll find is that you'll start attracting members into both clubs from both clubs, because you'll find people that may have a fit for one club and not the other. So they really work well for each other. And then the last piece is it works so incredibly well to retain some of our existing members that may otherwise leave the organization altogether because things have changed in their life. So it works as a great safety net in terms of keeping our existing members in Rotary.
Thanks, Chris. Mike, I think you can answer this one. RI leads were not mentioned at all in the top 10 tips. Have we lost momentum with that initiative?
No, we haven't lost momentum. We find that on average, clubs get about one of those a year, depending on the district. So what we realize is they're kind of manna from heaven when they drop in, but you really can't count on that. I think the comment made in the video that hope is not a strategy. Hoping for membership leads is not something that is going to be actionable by the club. So we give tips that are things that the club can act on and not just wait for.
Okay, Mary, they seem to want to talk about the survey. Where again would I find the survey? And how do I add questions to?
So the survey is in the Membership Success Center, which is part of the MAP database. You access that through DACDB credentials. And on the left-hand navigation toward the bottom, you'll find a link for surveys. When you click on that, then at the top of the screen, you'll find a recipe for success document that gives you tips, hints, here's the best practices for implementing the survey. And the questions are not customizable, they are set.
Thanks, Mary. Mike, what's the best practice for growing an e-club?
I haven't actually started an e-club. What we found is the e-club gives a lot of opportunity to bring in some really interesting members. And if the club is looking for that, just like any club, when you're looking for high quality members, I've seen e-clubs growing with a couple of folks from other countries. If the club does service projects and does service projects in another country, great way to bring in new members. Looking at the core competency of that club, what it is that they want to accomplish, that is where they should be looking for members. Sometimes we form e-clubs thinking, oh, this is a great way to get all those folks who are kind of cast off and don't have a place to go. That's not a strong basis for building a club. Those folks have to decide what they're going to be about and then start building their membership from there.
And I've heard that there is a CART, Coins for Alzheimer's Research Trust e-club. So that's one that you're talking about. Thanks, Mike.
Exactly.
One of the questions confused. There's a map site that has video links and resources. And now I hear about an MSC, Membership Success Center. Are there two sites? And what do they do? Oh, Chris, how about if you answer that?
Sure, Billy.
That up front so you could listen.
Sure, Billy. Happy to take that question. So the Membership Success Center is part of the MAP, or the Membership Action Plan program. And the Membership Success Center is what you find when you click on the map icon in DACDB. So it's really one and the same. It just has two different names.
Ah, okay.
Well, there is also a resource place where you can go for the videos to find the Membership Action Plan videos. And I think at the end of our video today, they mentioned the Zone 3334 website, where you can go to register for these webinars and also see the previous webinars. So that is what has confused some people. That's for resources of these webinars and to sign up. And then the Membership Success Center is where you go to enter goals and to find those personalized strategies for your club.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up. And we'll try to send that out tomorrow when I send out the link to this webinar. I will send out the link that goes to all of those as well. Mary, can you share with us some tips on bridging the intergenerational gaps in clubs that have old
Well, that's a great question. I think there's a lot of opportunities to mentor one another intergenerationally in clubs, lots of opportunities to learn from one another. So bridging that gap, I bet y'all are all in a club that has a typical table that you sit at. Nobody experiences that, right? But I think one of the opportunities is to shuffle things up from time to time. And that's a way to bridge the gap so that club members have an opportunity to visit and fellowship with their friends whom they're coming to Rotary to see, but on some occasions have an opportunity to meet other people in the club that might not be ones they have as deep a relationship with. So it's one opportunity to bridge the gap.
Thanks, Mary. Mike, I think this one is for you. It asks about using this video that we just saw to introduce membership tips and to grow excitement in your club about membership. Is that a good idea?
That is precisely why we put this webinar together. You've got a whole new group of leaders coming into your club. They're coming in on the middle of the movie, and we realized when they think of watching a 20-minute video on one subject, they really don't know what it is that they're going to be getting into. We thought, let's put together this 10-minute, 10 tips so that your new folks can look at just 10 minutes and realize, oh, I'd like to know more about that. And then they can go over to that webinar location and get in a little bit deeper by watching the webinar.
Great. Chris, this will be for you. Y'all were stating where all of this information is on DACDB, but honestly, I cannot find any of these files, locations, etc. I'm trying, but I don't see any of these folders.
Thanks for the question, Billy. So if you click on, once you're in DACDB and you're in the My Club area, you click on the little gear wheel in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll have the opportunity to click on the Map Sys, it's what it's called as MAP-SYS icon, and pull that down onto your DACDB desktop. And from there, you'll be able to get into the Membership Success Center, and then you'll be able to see all of the great information that we've been discussing here this evening.
So if I hear you correctly, the icon might not. I open my.
Yeah, if you have ever edited your desktop in DACDB, there's likely that icon is not there. So the easiest way to get to that icon is to go up to the little gear wheel on the top right corner on your desktop, and you'll find available icons, and you'll click on the one that says Map Sys. You'll drag it up to the visible icons, and then you'll have that icon available on your desktop so that you can then access the Membership Success Center.
Thanks. And if any of you are still having problems with that, what he just said is in a different language, email any of us and we'll walk you through it. And I believe that Lynn Kelly did a little video as well. So never fear. I know that sometimes it sounds like when you're in DACDB that they're talking a different language. A little back to the survey. How long does it take to complete that survey? And when's a good time to do a survey?
I think it takes less than 10 minutes to do the survey, probably even 5 minutes if you're real quick, because most of them are just pick an answer. There are a couple at the bottom, though, that really get into the depth of what people think, and they're fill in the blanks. So it can be done very quickly, depending on how much time you want to put into the thoughts around how you feel about those fill in the blank questions.
Okay, thanks so much. There's a question about 10 tips video. Is it going to be available in Spanish? Mike, do you know the answer to that question?
So far, we haven't had a really good Spanish speaker to be able to do that. I will check with our technical person and find out if there's a way to do that. I'm not aware of it right now, nor do we have it in French right now.
There is a PDF that Mike created that has what went on in each webinar that's in print, which might be helpful to you as well. So we'll see if we can't get one of those out to you. I'm confused. They talked about must-see TV. What in the heck does that mean, Chris?
Well, must-see TV is exactly what it is. It's something you have to take a look at. It's something that you don't want to miss. It's top of your radar when it comes to watching training sessions and videos. So this is absolutely must-see TV. Anything that we're talking about here on this MAP program is must-see TV.
Oh, great. I just, one of our viewers that said instructions on how to access MSC is in webinar number 10. So first of all, you have to get to webinar number 10, watch it, and instructions are in there. We'll try to make it a little bit. But Vince Burke Eldridge said, is there a how to use DACDB for dummies? It is way over my head and I could not even sign in tonight. You all went too fast. Chris, that's your area.
So once you get logged into DACDB, if you click on the support and learning tab, in the very top left corner of the support and learning tab, there's a quick user guide that you can use to learn how to use DACDB. There's also a section there under DACDB training for training club officers. And there are about 7 modules in there that are about 15 minutes each. And I encourage you to take some time to go through each one of those.
That's a great idea because those are bite size for me. They're just the right size. Last comment from this gentleman said, available on my district page and does not show on my club settings. And I think we misspoke. I think it is on our district tab, not the club tab.
Yeah, you're right. It is on the district tab.
So we have time for one last question. Let's see. I think we've just about covered all the questions that came in about the survey. So I'll just tell you that the Membership Success Center guided videos can be found on our YouTube channel, which is, I'm going to have to look over here, Zone 33 TV. And when you get there on YouTube, there is a MAP channel and you can watch all of them there. And tomorrow to this video, we'll make sure that you get the link to all the videos and everything else that you need. It's been great. My sincere thanks for all of our panelists tonight for their helpful responses and to all of our attendees for moving from chat to question and answer and back again. I'll now pass the program back to George for a wrap up and information on some upcoming events.
Thank you so much, Billy. Thank you for moderating our questions and answers. And also to our panelists for handling those questions so adeptly. I actually think that those panelists were the ones who actually selected those, and they were wonderfully put together by our technical genius who introduced this whole program. So thank you so much to you all. I'm glad to hear that Spanish and French versions are on their way. I hope the Scottish version will be coming out very, very soon. Watch out for that. My apologies for the technical issues regarding chat. Please register your attendance in the Q&A. Just name and club will work. Thank you. And we'll be able to pick you up from there. So the Rotary year is nearly over, but I want to make one more reference to this year's MAP awards program, which recognizes and awards those clubs and districts who are engaged and participating in the membership action plan and who show growth for the year. It is one of the reasons we asked you to place your name and club information in the chat at the beginning of each MAP webinar. The updated slide here provides you with the participation rate of your clubs based on their attendance at our MAP webinars. It is updated through last month's webinar, so you can see where your district stands against other districts. We encourage you to promote our MAP webinars to club leaders on a consistent basis. As you have seen tonight, these webinars bring real value and resources that clubs can easily access and put to use, and there's no better way to ensure membership growth remains front and center to your club's culture. Please remember that attendance on these webinars is just one component of the awards. To actually achieve the award, clubs and districts must show growth for the current Rotary year. So let's finish this year Rotary strong and make sure that your club and your district get the award they richly deserve. Now for a few upcoming webinars and events. The Zone 34 Leadership Seminar in Jacksonville, Florida is nearly here, but it's not too late to register. Saturday and Sunday, June 24th, 25th. This is a leadership training seminar and should be attended by district leaders, particularly those involved in the three main areas: foundation, membership, and public image. Then we have the Zone 33 public image session for July. That will be on the 26th and is headed "Getting Started, the Force is with you." Sounds like a bit of a Star Wars connection there. Maybe you should have had that one on May the 4th. And lastly, we have advance warning for those who really like to plan ahead. The Zone 33 district team training will be held on April the 11th to the 13th, 2024 at Virginia Crossings. Ample warning, so please don't miss it. And a more general reminder, this is lastly, remember to kickstart your club and district's membership growth by setting goals in the Membership Action Plan Membership Success Center, which is accessible through DACDB. Please make a commitment to attend future monthly Membership Action Plan memberships and implement the attraction and engagement strategies to make your club stronger and your members more connected. Remember, hope is not a strategy for membership growth. Let's make a bigger impact in your communities and create the irresistible club that you and all your members deserve. And so I think that's it's it for us for tonight, except that we have great news. We have final comments this evening from our director, who literally has just landed from the convention in Australia. I trust you had a great time in Oz. Jeremy, over to you for final comments and to see us out. Thank you so much.
Thanks, George. Thanks so much. I've had an absolutely wonderful time in Oz and literally just back. If I'm a little crispy, I apologize. But firstly, let me thank all of the MAP team. Done an absolutely amazing job this year in pulling this together. I'm sure you'll be applauding and sending your congratulations to them for really bringing, making membership growth front and center for all of us. But most importantly, we want to thank you. We consider you our Membership Action Plan champions. You're so important because whilst we can create the environment for growth at Rotary International Board level, at zone level, at district level, Rotary growth only happens in the clubs if our members are committed to it. And they've got to understand the why we should be doing this. And the why is that because by doing that, we will create better experiences for our members. We will bring in new blood, fresh opportunities for us within our clubs, and most importantly, create greater impact in our communities. So just build a better, bigger, stronger, more vibrant Rotary for everyone. Nothing you've heard in these tips is rocket science. So most of it is all about doing the basics right, but we need to make it intentional. Again, hope is not a strategy here. And this is what this is all been about, giving us the tips, giving you the support to make it intentional, and treating that membership growth as one of the fundamental things we need to do as an organization is absolutely key here. Growing membership is not an elective option for us. It's literally an existential one. And the great news is Rotary International is fully behind us. Their membership development team, Jim Barnes, Brian King, have been instrumental in the development of our membership action plan, including, as you heard, the amazing Membership Success Center. And they actually consider our map as a pilot for other regions and zones globally. And even better news is that in 2023-24 Rotary year, the board of directors have agreed to design, build, and roll out their own versions of map all the way across the world. So once again, we are leading the way within our zones, and I'm exceptionally proud of you and proud of our map team for being able to do that. Our role now is to continue this rollout and create success by growing membership in our clubs, helping create better membership experiences for all of our members, and creating lasting impact, greater lasting impact in our communities. That's what we're trying to do here. It's one of the most important things that for RI, Rotary International Board of Directors, zone and district can do. And the last great news is that once again, We need to keep this momentum going. We need to build year on year so that we can make consistent, moderate membership growth part of each of our club cultures. Something that we just do each year. But this will take our commitment and energy, but I have absolutely no doubt we can do it. So enjoy your last few years of this year. Imagine a little more Rotary right the way up until the end. And let's then create hope in the world as we grow Rotary in our clubs in zones 33 and 34 in the coming Rotary year. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. Have a great month. And let's start next year, Rotary strong. Take care and good night.